So the fifth team of the pot, second pot.
Manchester City.
And in F, Shakhtar Donetsk, Manchester City, Napoli, and FEYENOORD.
In terms of the competition, there'll be a different challenge for them. It'll be more technical and tactical as much as physical, because there's obviously an age cut-off on this. For example, we're looking at FEYENOORD now and the way they build up.
Two things with FEYENOORD under 19s straight away. 4-3-3. Yeah, same shape as us. Second thing, they played one league game this season, which was at the weekend and won 5-0 against Herenveen. 9 is always going to go and stand on that one. 3v3 in the middle of the park. Yeah, they don't play centrally. 11's inside. Then he's going to do that. Now, if they decide to play there, we're going to press like normal anyway. Yeah, 5, 11, 5, and then the 4's going to come round. That's fine.
It's obviously a big honour. It's a big competition, and really looking forward to it. Some of the lads played in the last year, so they have good experience, but this being my first year playing, so really looking forward to getting going and get the campaign started.
So the solution. So if they both come in, yeah, the 9 is obviously going to go and stand on the right side of centre back, and he doesn't get it. Yeah, so that's the solution. So if he comes in, we'll just go with him. The 5 comes in, the 11 you're going to go with him. The 3 drops down, the 7's going to go with him. Yeah, we're not allowing that one. We're not allowing him to play down this side of the pitch.
We're really positive because, you know, the performances have been quite consistent so far this season and in pre-season. So, you know, we're really kind of optimistic about a good run in this competition. You know, since the Champions League at the youth level started, and it was Pilsen, I think, the first game we played away at Pilsen, and since then we've had a challenge in every game. So it's been really, really interesting, and we look forward to it, and the players absolutely love it.
FEYENOORD are a big club, and it's going to be a very tough game, but I think if we all stick to the game plan, we'll be all right, and we should get the victory.
It's very windy, it's on AstroTurf, it's forecast 50-mile-an-hour winds. You've been out in it, that's going to be a big factor to play in the game. We know that Rabbi's got a really honest job for us to do without the ball, because we know...
The 9's not playing.
Vente, I didn't think he would, but I think he will.
He is, yeah, but the 9 and 10 are with the first team. Okay. One thing I would say though, as excited as we are about it, I think that we've underachieved in previous years. Okay, getting through group stages, yes, but then when we've gone on to play the big games, okay, when it really counted, you know, did you perform? And that's ultimately your challenge. To be at the level that you want to get to, okay, you're going to have to show that edge, both with and without the ball. But at the end of the day, there's pressure, and you have to accept pressure, all right? We need to win today, we need to do well in this tournament, okay? But every game in play, there's pressure. The reason being because you're a Man City player. And if you want to get to that level, you have to produce when the pressure's on. The pressure's on today. Enjoy the game and go and win. Good luck.
We need energy to win. It's quite big, isn't it? It's big, but it's Astro, bro. I never played Astro, you know? Like, my last game was with 13 years old.
They play a similar way to us. They like to play out from the back. They have some good individual players, they're 2 wingers. Their midfield's very strong, like Dutch players, very good technically on the ball, so you just need to get tight to them and then try not let them turn their own half.
You start with the win. That comes from following game plan. That's from individual quality, but first and foremost, you put the team first. That will make you win the game today. Not individual, team. All right? You put that first, and then you'll enjoy the game, and you will win. Stick together, enjoy the game, go and win. Off we go.
We had a big number 9, a few good players, right winger, left winger were decent, but we did prepare for that, and it was a good result in the end.
Looks like 4-3-3, mate. Looks like we've got 2-3-4-5 across the back. The 6 is sitting in the 10 front. Let's go, Robbie.
They executed the game plan pretty well. They pressed how we wanted to press. They built up how we wanted to build up.
I think we dug deep. We did well not to concede, to be fair, just before half-time.
It's a really dangerous part of the game. Really dangerous part of the game.
We done all right in the first half, and it was good that Robbie got the first goal. The ball's just gone over to the back post from, I think, the right wing it was. The lad got a cross in, and he's headed it back across goal, and I just ran in and managed to get my head on it. Really, it was a bit more instinct than planned. It was quite a tough game. They were a good team, to be fair. I managed to get the second one, which clinched the win, so it was a good day out.
I think that summed up what you deserved. We said at the very beginning of this, and if you, depending on what you're going to do in this tournament and the season and going on your careers, what comes first is that work ethic and putting team first. And when you do that, you give yourself a hell of a chance. Top performance of coming away in Europe, clean sheet, 3 points. No one can take that away. So well done, guys. Excellent.
Shakhtar next. I think it's a good 3 points, obviously, to get started in the group, and I think it shows the other teams as well what we're about.
We're just waiting for the physios. The physios are always late for the meetings. So,
It's the 25.
in all fairness, we're actually 6 minutes early. So.
Today's schedule: play meeting at 2 o'clock, P2P at 2:30, training at 3, and meal at 5. My role here at the Academy is Professional Development Phase Operations Manager. So I basically do all the organising for the under-23s and the under-18s in terms of training, communication with the players and all the staff and different departments, opposition teams, companies like UEFA when we're doing the UEFA Youth League tournament. In the build-up to the UEFA Youth League game, one of the biggest challenges is working with the opposition teams to make sure that we get exactly what we want for the game in terms of kick-off time, even preferred kit colours that we want to wear, because the hardest part is having the conversation with the oppositions once the draw's taken place to agree all those things. And also if we're travelling to diverse countries, a bit like Ukraine this time, it's getting visas for some of the boys that need visas, and all time pressure to make sure that Simon can pick the squad that he wants and have all the players available.
Tomorrow? Terminal 1, Jet 2. Is that the Jet 2 thing?
Yeah.
Right, well, and they're expecting me, what, 11:30?
Yeah. Before I go to the UEFA draw and have the meetings with the oppositions, I speak with Simon and Shane from Sports Science just to make sure that I know exactly what they want. And it might be that before I go into the meetings, I might give them a call to make sure that nothing's changed. And then I go in knowing exactly what we want and also knowing what our room for manoeuvre is. So maybe we are happy to kick off at 1 rather than 3. And it's just knowing exactly what Simon wants and then just going and getting it. If I don't do my job 100% right, then the players and the staff won't be able to perform to the best of their ability.
Warm up in boxes, then we're going to go to set piece game. Then we're going to go into the tactical. It'll be 25-30 minutes. We're going to work from playing from the back against a 4-3-3 formation, so that'll be similar to our normal formation, 1 and a 2 in midfield. Playing between lines with Raheem coming short and attacking space beyond if they come with him. If not, he can turn and etc. So we'll go through all the permutations there. Raheem and Phil and D'Amico back with us after training with the first team yesterday. So All good to go, full hit. It's going to be Grimmy, Eric, Joel, Ed, Jacob, Matty, Phil, Tom, Rabi, Raheem, bench.
Yeah, we've changed to a 3-box-3 from our normal 4-3-3 because they play 4-3-3, so we want to overload them in midfield. I think that's where we can hurt them central.
This is their biggest weakness for me. They're quite good with it, but without it, there's lots of space between the lines. That's one of the reasons we're playing 3-box-3.
Going into Europe, you sometimes come against a few things which might surprise you and are slightly bit different. So we try and watch 2 or 3 games, see if there's any real patterns to what they do. Again, in the way they build up, the way they might press us, the way they like to play through midfield, they might go direct, any set pieces which might be different, which we've not seen.
Yeah, so every time Grimmy's got that ball in his hands, this is where we set up. Yeah, if they jump into that kind of press, it could be in Grimmy's hands, it could be off the floor, we're going to jump into that kind of setup. And then Grimmy should have 2 choices. Yeah, they're not shown to do a full press. So that'll be into Jacob, and now we play forward, or it'll be Matty on the other side. If he comes in, it'll be out to Phil, and now we're out.
Yeah, I think their wide players are the main threat. So with me and Matt helping Ed and Eric either side, we can keep them quiet and then get the team playing, and we'll be overloaded in midfield so we can hurt them central.
And again, Phil and Tomoa, that kind of run from the pocket, in behind this left back especially, so Tomoa, it might be more your side. If he's here, so that type of run, as you're going to see here, might get some rewards.
Luke Bolton's had a slight setback. We're hoping to have him fit now, but in his rehab he's sort of damaged something in his knee, I think. I don't think it's particularly long term, but it's going to set him back a few weeks. But apart from that, I think we're as strong as or the same squad as we were going to FEYENOORD.
It's an honour to be captain of the team and for a club of sport, especially in Europe, and something I'm proud of. For me, like last year, I was injured in the final stages where we got knocked out, so it's an important competition and I want to be part of it this year.
Be patient, be brave. Can we go straight into Matty or Jacob? If not, that's when we're going to come back and go the other side for the 2v1.
As it's the first home game, win would be massive because we don't want to go to the qualifying round. We want to go straight through as group winners.
We've got 19 players today. Gets the team and I go from that. Started here in 1993. When I first started, none of the youngsters had any kit whatsoever. All we had was a set of bibs. The idea, in my mind, when them lads come into the changing room, for it to look special, you know, them to feel special and them to think, wow, this is Manchester City, this is what we want. Most of them are great kids. These lot are very, very good. Helpful, courteous, just really decent boys. There's not a lot more you can say.
When I was watching Shakhtar's warm-up, they changed slightly tactically in a passing drill, so it was up to me to go down to the changing room to let Simon know. Well, it looks like they've just changed. It's exactly the same, but this one now, he was doing it anyway. You've got that one, or the other option you've got, which is we've done before, but it's nowhere near as secure as he still goes. And then what we've done, we've sent that one out. No, the first one. Yeah, keep them there. Yeah. These are the type of scenarios we look for to give us that extra 1% advantage.
I think any win we'd take, especially at home. Obviously Napoli beat them 2-1 last game, so that's going to be a tough test, but going away to Napoli next game we'd hopefully ideally have 6 points in the bag.
Come on, guys. Get yourselves together. Oh. Don't let anything go, because it takes a long time to get it back. You've been doing fantastic. Now you need to go and perform again and prove to everyone who's watching how good you really are. All the very best.
Very, very tight. I think he's just off. Very, very tight.
So on match day, I'm up in the gantry, live coding the game. So I've got a live feed into my laptop, which I'm coding. This will give me some basic stats around chances, crosses, and I'm linked up to Gaz, Wally on the bench.
We're absolutely dominating without like having loads and loads of chances, if you know what I mean.
Just before half time, late corner, and obviously Phil with his technical ability can put the ball wherever he wants, and I just read the cross and got on the end of it. We're 1-0 up at half time, so the manager was just saying to keep doing what he was doing, keep the pressure, keep the ball in their half. They can't handle it, keep switching the play and not being switched on at the back.
There we go.
They upped the tempo, started playing a bit more direct, a bit more longer, running in behind, trying to stretch us. And then it was game on again.
Need a goal to kill this off.
Like, since young, I've always wanted to play, like watching the older boys playing it. So I'm just blessed to be here and to be playing in these competitions.
Like after they scored, obviously we just tried to keep calm. Obviously we got the third, and that was the game done.
I was really, really unhappy with your second half performance. And if you want to do something in this competition, firstly, that's short term, do something in your careers, you can't show the opposition that lack of respect. This is going to be a really big learning curve, because you get away with it. Because on another day, he doesn't make the save, where Grimmy doesn't make the save. We're 2-2 in a game that we should be winning 5-6-7. And you kill yourselves in the group. And then if you want to stay with that shirt, with that badge, you make good decisions in both ends of the field. All the way up to this point, good performances, not the best results, and you know what, in the last bit, we turned it round. And I've told you, it's so easy to let it go and so hard to get to the level where you're at. And I'm not going to let you go and throw it away.
Good morning. What is he doing? Good morning.
For the Youth Champions League, we'll watch 3 games of the opposition. Again, looking at the strengths and weaknesses. So we've only got 2 days. Ideally, we have 3, which is 1 day without the ball, 1 day with the ball, recap and set pieces on match day -1.
Part of the role that Si asked me to do was to sort of look at the defending and attacking, which I'd obviously do in collaboration with himself and with Gaz and with Aaron as well. We think they're going to be pretty lively. From what we've seen of the clips so far, they're well organised as a team, they're quite aggressive.
Their stat is they've scored 4 goals in the competition. 3 have come from set plays, 2 corners, 1 wide free kick. So this is why we're spending a bit more time on this today, okay?
They like this corner, which they've tried in their first couple of games of trying to crowd, and they've been quite successful, you know, in terms of getting 5 bodies around the keeper.
The way that we're going to try and counter this is our players that mark these will mark on the outside shoulder, okay? Because what we're trying to do is create space for Grimmy in there.
You're given a 0 at the start of the game. If you can keep that and then get lucky at the other end of the pitch, then you know, and do your work properly and be ruthless, then you win the game. You know, and that's the key. You know, that would give us 9 points and put us in a really great position going into the second half of the group.
What we're going to do today, We're going to react as individuals, be fantastic as a team. This is what I know, because I know you guys. All right? The personnel within it have been given opportunity as well, which they deserve and which they must take. All right? And together we will win the game.
They're going to be at us, and if we're not ready for that and if we're not expecting that, then it could cause us a problem. We know there's areas we can hurt them. You know, hopefully on the day the boys put the plan into operation, and you know, that will help us hopefully achieve another result that we desperately want in this tournament.
Get yourselves ready as quick as you can, guys, please. Come on, guys, 6 minutes to kick off. Be ready. We're going to have to go out shortly. Team first. Work ethic. Team. Then your detail. Then your detail after that. Then your individual qualities, your game plan. All the other things will follow. You can be really disciplined, okay? All the best. All the best. Yeah?
It's like 4-4-1-1, guys. I remember we had a good chance in the early stages of the game. Grimmy booting it long, and I just seen it go over the defenders' heads. I seen it built in, and in my head I'm thinking 1-0 already.
Test the character now. A little wobble.
Match day is the most exciting part, I think, for an analyst, because everything that you've been working on, you're hoping comes out in the game.
So this space is really key for us. It might be Rabbi going in there, Benji, Tomoa, Raheem at times might just mix his game up.
I remember us going crazy, thinking, yeah, 1-0. We were in a box and someone was tugging at me, and I could feel it, but I didn't really say much. Then he ended up dragging me so hard, and I went to the floor. I thought, oh, I didn't say too much. Then obviously someone told me then, your shit's ripped. The left back they said he's physical, he likes to get stuck in, so I have to be clever with my movements and how to receive the ball.
How many?
Team are targeting you, you know, like, oh, they're thinking really highly of you. So yeah, it does up my confidence a bit, but I just got to be more clever to not get in them situations. It just makes me think, oh, what can I do to get away from this guy? Or how can I get away from this guy without this happening and stuff like that, yeah.
Come on.
Who's not enjoying the game? Anyone? I'm loving it. I'm loving it because, yes, we could have scored maybe another goal or two, but, and by the way, great reaction. Missed a good chance, created the goal. Perfect reaction. Good. Turn around to the bench after you missed it. I went, let's see the test of character now. You responded, you showed everyone your character. Fantastic. Every single person, to a man, is giving everything up there. And that is perfect. Alright, we've got to go do the same again. Huh? All good? Yeah. Let's go.
Well, I remember Matty getting on the ball and turning, then getting tackled. And obviously they were on a break. Then they ended up scoring. It was a hard 10-minute spell that we were going through when it was 1-1 and they were getting chances. It was a corner and the referee was telling the guy to stop pulling, and the same guy was marking me and he's pulling me. And I'm saying to the ref, look, he's not learning. The ball comes in and he's dragged me to the floor, then it's a penalty.
Exactly the same as the last one. Who's taking it?
It was a really big lift for us when we got that third goal, because it was kind of tight when it was 2-1. Nabil took it around the keeper then, but this time assisted Benji, and Benji put it in to make it 3-1.
So before the game, we talked about two things. Hard work, did we get that? Did you enjoy it? Just won a game in the Champions League. Of course you've got to enjoy it. So we got it right? So well done. Excellent.
Clocking the new signing. Introduce yourself, Luke.
My first injury was in Obendorf. I got a hamstring injury in the game against Mainz. Had to go for a scan and it was a grade 2 hamstring strain. And then coming back from that, I then injured my LCL in my knee, so that just knocked the injury even more on. I got the all clear from the physios after we were aiming for the West Ham away game. So then once I'd got through that, I knew that I could play in the Napoli game. I was just really focused on the West Ham game first and then working towards the Napoli game.
We've had a few games since Napoli, so this is basically just going to be a reminder. Okay, you should all know what to expect and what's coming from them.
We'll play on Astro, different surface, so it'll be harder to play. They'll bobble a lot, the ball.
You can see from this, not a great bit of play, but look at the bounce. It's not a great pitch. They're aggressive, they're physical, they get in your face. We don't want to get into fights with them. We don't want to get people sent off, because that plays right into their hands. That's what they're after. First leg, they played 2 banks of 4, pretty deep. Bench, can you maybe stay as high and as wide as you can for as long as you can? But we need that threat in behind.
Yeah, I think they're going to be even more aggressively at home because they've got their crowd and all the people shouting. So I think they'll be more up for it.
If there's ever a game where we need to be together, work hard and then stick to a game plan, maybe this one.
We shouldn't be scared because we've won 3 and 3. So we know if we win this, we qualify for the next round.
Just so you know what you're going into. The facilities aren't great, okay? The pitch is one of the worst you'll play on. They're going to water the pitch 60 minutes before the game and water it only once. And there's no multi-ball system. So there's one ball and we'll wait for it to come back in. Yes, we've got the game plan. And yes, we've got all the reasons why we're going to win the game. And yes, they're going to kick lumps out of you. I would. If I was playing against you, if I was setting a team up maybe against you, hate to say it, but I can't come and play football against you. So in a way, respect that. It's a real good test of your maturity today as a team, okay? And it'll be tested from the very first minute, from when you're in the tunnel to the 95th minute. Do all the things we spoke about, we'll win the game.
Italians usually do well in Europe. They're organised. I think that's the same in the Youth League. I know Roma knocked us out a few seasons ago, so we're expecting a tough test, yeah.
The first half was, I think, the best first half in all times from I've been here.
But we always knew, like, our attacking threats, that if we're clinical, then we can cause damage. So that game we just showed it and we scored goals.
This is a chance here for the visitors. There's the opening goal.
It's a special feeling because you know you are doing the right things, and you know the coaches and all the staff, they are happy as well, and we are enjoying the game.
Well, they have looked scintillating going forward today.
I got the ball wide on the right, and then I just saw an opening on the keepers on that side, so I just finessed it.
What a sublime finish from Taylor Richards again. Misplaced, but somehow the loose ball still finds its way through. They're in again here, Manchester City. They've scored again, Manchester City.
I never thought we are going to score 5 in the first half.
What a little Cruyff turn that is, and it's 5.
That half just went really quick, and half time I was thinking, wow, we heard their manager screaming in the change room, so we knew we'd done something good.
I think we didn't want to start that sloppy.
Decent delivery as well, and Napoli have got one back. He's in again here, they've got a second back. Half an hour to play, all of a sudden it's 5-2.
We wanted this game to finish and to start thinking about the next game, and that's all.
Decent delivery across, they've scored again.
10 to play. 10?
Yeah. The way it turned out, it didn't really go as how we wanted it to, but we're happy that we got the win in the end.
They've had 2 good chances. Just need to be a bit quicker. It's not been bad, but we just need to be a bit quicker.
What a pass that is, by the way.
I think it's the first time after 4 games that we've actually topped the group and qualified. So that was really good, because actually when we saw the way the draw was put out, we were thinking the last thing we really need to do is go into Shakhtar in December needing 3 points. It was really, really pleasing, and you know, and again presented opportunity for other players to play as well. It's going to be a test for the players because of the conditions in terms of temperature. So the mindset's got to be right.
Bueno, fue un partido contra el Liverpool, jugando por la Premier League, la sub-23, y nada, tuve un encuentro con un rival donde estábamos disputando la pelota y bueno, él estaba encima de mí. Cuando quise girar para adentro, él cayó con todo su peso encima de mí, mi rodilla quedó atrás y me doblé para adentro de la rodilla. Y eso hizo que sufra un esguince, una distensión en el ligamento lateral. En el momento pensé que me había lastimado mucho peor. Como me dolía mucho la rodilla y pensé eso, sí. Pensé que había sido una lesión muy fea, entonces me asusté por el momento, estaba llorando porque, como te he dicho recién, me dolía mucho y me había asustado también, eso hizo que me juegue en contra. Así que en ese momento sí, estaba muy asustado. En el momento cuando me dijeron que era una lesión de alto grado, Nada, estuve triste, hablé mucho, me refugié mucho con mi familia y con mis amigos porque yo creo que sin ellos me hubiese puesto mucho peor, entonces traté de recibir su ayuda y yo creo que gracias a ellos también tengo un poquito de esa esperanza, como te he dicho recién, para seguir confiando en que pueda tener algunos minutos antes del cierre de la temporada. Y en lo que queda de la Youth League, sabemos que los equipos son muy fuertes, pero confiamos en nosotros y esperamos volver a ganar. Les deseo todo lo mejor a mis compañeros para el próximo partido porque no creo que tenga la oportunidad de jugar ya que estoy lesionado. Entonces, nada, ojalá que ellos puedan conseguir una victoria y estar listos para el próximo partido.
Everything we're going to do here is to help you. Why is Rabbi Matondo a good player? What does Rabbi Matondo do on a good day?
Pace, dribbling, goals maybe.
You probably recognise that you're not the finished article yet. Yeah. You've still got things to develop.
Mm-hmm.
What are these things?
Definitely movement and decision making.
Why movement? Talk to me around movement. What?
Like movement to come short, to run in behind.
Yep.
To go long, to come short, knowing when to do it, and knowing when to do it in the right areas. And
go through the detail of why you've been allowed to get that ball 1v1. What's this guy not doing? Which you're going to see other clips do?
Getting tight.
Yeah. So that's why your strength is now. You're going to get this ball. Bang, you lit up here because you're going to run as fast as you can at him. You're going to either come inside or go down the line, which you're doing, and you beat both of them. Yeah, with pace, your dribbling ability and your goals. You've got that. When you run at opposition fullbacks like that, they're petrified.
Yeah.
Receiving the ball, beat one, beat two. It's a goal. Go and touch the screen where we think you should be here.
Around there.
Yeah. Why?
You could have given Raheem a chance to slip it in behind there.
When we're in possession in this part of the pitch, I want you to come and show and spin.
Yeah.
For your development, for the next level that you're going to go to, stay as high as wide as you can, come and show and just run in there.
Yeah.
The left back doesn't know where he's coming and going, so you go inside, he's dead now. His body weight's all on his front foot and you are facing to the goal. It's great movement. Yeah?
Yeah, cheers, big.
Yeah?
Continue with match number 2.
A nice ring to it.
So, the team to play at home will be Manchester City FC.
Hold tight.
Home tie. That's good, huh?
Manchester City will play against FEYENOORD Milano.
Good draw. Good there.
Nice names.
Inter Milan.
So,
Good challenge. Good draw that.
Good that.
number 3.
Have Inter Milan played in the knockout stage?
Yeah.
The round, who did you play?
FC Porto.
3-3 it was, and they won on penalties.
So we'll need that game in the last
Paris
couple of
Saint-Germain will welcome FC.
Good department that one.
So what's this next one then? To see if we're going to play at home if we get through, yeah?
Come on, ball 2.
Quarter-final 2, same order.
Yeah.
Yes!
Home draw in this one.
They will play the winners of match 6.
Oh.
Cool. Liverpool, Man United.
That's good, huh?
This is either Liverpool or even a local one. Let's see.
That's good, that. It's good. So, Grimmy, Eric, Joel, and Ed, Matty, Ika, Felix, Tom. On this side, we're going to start with Jan, Rabbi, and Lucas.
Lucas, ideally it'll be you pressing the centre-backs. Just to give you a bit of detail around yesterday, the right-sided centre-back is the better one in possession. Yeah, they're both right-footed, but he's the better one in possession. They're going to foul you. Yeah, they're quite aggressive. They're Italian. They're going to pull your shirt. They'll probably stamp on your feet. It's coming. Do not get annoyed. Little tugs of shoulders, little sly things, that's coming. Yeah, we're telling you about it because we don't want you to get annoyed and get sent off. Yeah, all that's coming.
Obviously, I've joined after the winter break in Holland from Breda. So yeah, got the opportunity to work for City and with the EDS now. And yeah, these are the competitions as well, Champions League, where you're looking forward to. And It's a different level. Inter is, I think, a quite physical team. They've got some old players, all pretty much 18, 19 years old. So in that terms, they're maybe a bit more experienced than us.
Brilliant, Jan!
I think, like all Italian teams, they're a threat on the counter. Especially we are a possession team. We would like to have the ball and we like to play, but they will wait for us and see if they can counter us. They play quite expensive games with a lot of attacking players, and even the fullbacks joining in at times, which get into the final third and have 4, 5, 6 bodies in and around the box to attack crosses. Inter has got a couple of good centre-backs and full-backs. Their right centre-back, Batella, Italian Youth International, does really well for them. He's quite aggressive, but because he's that aggressive and likes to step in all the time, there's loads of space in behind to exploit.
Good decisions, Jan. Way to pass. Brilliant, Jan. Excellent. There's a lot better guys.
Between the right back and centre back, as I mentioned before, where if we get the counter attack where we spoke about before, the likes like Robbie and Ian with their quality, we can definitely hurt them. Obviously, when that happens, we want our players to run in behind or to create the 2-3-1 around them. Most of the times, it will be our attacking midfielders that try and get the overloads on the sides, especially when they're going to step out to our striker.
Well done, you two. All right. Other side now. Other side. Overload the other side. Brilliant.
Jacob has left us to join Burton on a brilliant loan deal for him to get some experience in professional men's football. We've got Lucas back in the team. Had the experience the last couple of weeks with the first team. Trained with the first team, been involved on the bench for the first team.
Good decisions, guys. Good. Play.
We've been through the detail with the lads and we know what we can expect. I don't expect it to be an easy game.
Take care now. Good decisions. Okay. I like it though. Good competition. Well done, all of you. Excellent. Excellent, guys.
Inter, like all the Italian team, as you know and everyone knows, they are really good at defending.
Big challenges. Chance for us. It's opportunity all the time. Opportunity for us to show how good we are.
We watched Inter in the week and they was very attacking and like players to get forward. They attacked with a lot of players and then the game was completely different. They came and sat back like typical Italian team, play on the counter and wait for the mistake.
Mitchell, good ball to the danger area and it took a deflection in the end.
I've watched it back. I seen him like come in and I wasn't aware that he was going to be so close and my first touch was a bit heavy and then after that he was blocking the ball and it was in the net.
What a risk and what a mistake from the keeper.
To be fair, I don't let it faze me really, mistakes. I've always been quite good at dealing with mistakes like that. I think I kind of like smiled in a weird way. That's just a way of me to like forget about it and I had faith in the team that would get back.
When they score, of course, you have a little bit more pressure. We keep the ball, we try to move them, maybe we move slow so we cannot hurt it that much.
It's a dangerous sting as well, tries to pick out the run through the middle from Nemecha who goes over, penalty kick. No mistake from Nemecha this time.
Do it 1v1 all day long. I don't care if you lose the ball every single time, I want you to go and do it. Because I trust you both, I believe in you both. We need to just lift the tempo a little bit, 1 and 2 touch, and you will kill them. You'll win this game 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. But by doing what we just talked about. If not, flick of a coin. You need to choose which one. Ready?
Both teams cancel each other because we know Inter Milan, as all Italian team, they are really good at defending. They do well, they put 5 at the back and also they put 1 more, 6 at the back. They went marking some players and it's great.
Felix Nemecha will have a go. Not a bad effort and well held from Djekic. That will do. It will be penalty kicks at the Academy Stadium, Manchester.
At full time, my first thought was that I needed to go to the changing room and go to the toilet. Then it was just go to Andy, speak to him about the work we did on the week on a few of the players we knew, where they was going, and then I spoke, looked at the information again, and then just reminded myself, and then knew that I had to redeem myself for the mistake.
All eyes on Danny Grimshaw.
I don't know. I never seen in my life that, so I cannot describe that.
Felix Nemecha, that's confident.
Inter's first penalty, I was just trying to remember, because I realised that he was one of the players that we worked on, and he took penalties before.
Facundo Calidio.
I knew that he would look at me more than he would look at the ball. When I watched it back again, you can see he's just waiting and waiting, and then the first one was quite a poor penalty.
Manchester City with Francis, nerves of steel. Manchester City go 2-0 up in the shootout here. 3 more kicks to finish it. Smith, oh, it's tipped wide brilliantly by Djekic. And it's Emmers who ties it up at 2-2.
When it was 2-2, I seen Phil stepping up. He's asked me to stay behind in training before. We've done penalties for a long time and I struggled to save it, but it obviously just shows that training's different to games and you can't really replicate a penalty shootout.
Phil Foden has his penalty save.
And obviously there's more pressure on me to try and make a save, and because we knew a few of the players where they would likely to go, but this was one where we've not seen a previous penalty before. I was trying to look at the bench to see if Andy could help, just trying to get in his head, and then obviously it seemed like it worked.
And Grimshaw this time keeps it 2-2.
He's probably the hardest one. I don't remember really me saving one of his penalties. I thought, we'll score this one now, and then seeing it go in towards Asda somewhere.
Chance to put them through. Zaniolo been in brilliant form in front of goal in the league. Never scored in the Youth League though.
You feel like the pressure and you feel the crowd a bit more, and you just realise, you know, this penalty is a big one and you've got to save it to keep him in.
Zaniolo, it's saved again! Didn't commit himself early, it was a reaction save. The ball won't go in the net.
If we score, it was a big advantage and they'll be under the pressure.
Raheem Diaz surprised he didn't take one in the 5. And he is denied!
I was trying different things and I just thought on this one I'll try to move a bit and see if it puts him off.
Inter can sink Manchester City. Manuel Lombardoni, the skipper.
But it was a weird one, because obviously when you dive and you see the ball go above you, it's like you're just waiting for hear the net.
Oh, he's hit the frame of the goal, he tried to place it. We've had 8 penalty misses out of 12. Goodness me.
I don't show it, like, I don't celebrate, I don't show it that. But I knew inside that we still had another chance.
Substitute Zubdi, oh, it's a weak penalty down the middle, but the keeper dives out of the way of it.
Now it was just one more save, one more try and put the player off, try and make something happen, and we knew that we was through.
This to stain it then for Inter. Manchester City lead the shootout 3-2.
With Botella, I didn't have like too much on him to know where he was going. I've touched the crossbar, hit the post a few times. I think I clapped my hands a few times. I did a bit of everything really to try and put him off.
It's Botella. Keeper saves! Danny Grimshaw, whose error put them behind, has pulled it out of the bag.
Sometimes I think it's good because it's help as a team. The situation is help as a team, so we know each other, we are happy, and then it helps a team to the spirit and never give up. That's it. I'm not able to play in the next round because I played 3 games with first teams. If they win, they will make me win as well, so I hope they pass next round, they beat every team, so we can celebrate here. Feel we cannot play, so just try to help them out the pitch. And if they need any advice, of course we are here, and then if we can travel with them and watch them and support them, it will be no problem for us. me and Phil and me, we will be so happy, and if they win, we will be more happy because we are part of that.
Happy?
So we've got Taylor's back in after illness. He's still not 100%, but he's on rehab anyway.
Yeah.
All the others have pulled up okay, apart from obviously Rabi, who's unwell today.
We'll go into formations in a second, but before we get started, Liverpool start the game really brightly. For those that watched the Man United game, the last 16 knockout round, you'll notice that they started, the first half especially, they're really aggressive, really front foot.
We learned how they press aggressively, like the first 20 minutes, like they really go for it, and how they've scored 20 goals this season in the Champions League, and how like most of them have come in the first half. We have to press aggressively, and then we control the tempo after we've got the ball.
Right-footed goalkeeper, our 9 will stop this pass, our 11 will stop this pass out there. 8 and the 10 staggered, and it's this chain here. It's this chain here. I can draw on this, can I? Yeah, it's this, oh no, that, and that.
I think we're going to play 3-box-3, so I'm likely to play at the top of the box. So I know my jobs, I know my duties as to when we haven't got the ball, when we have to press. Like try and create for the team, like playing at the top of the box. So like I have to runs in behind, try and get some shots or slide people in. So we just know that we have to be switched on, and we have to battle and make sure we don't let them in. We played Liverpool twice this season. The away game we lost 1-0. We should have won that game. We had more chances, more possession. We just weren't clinical enough. And in the home game, we won 3-2. I think we played well. It was a good team performance, yeah, and we got a good result. Ben Woodburn, Rafael Camacho, Curtis Jones, Bobby Adekanye. Those I think are their standout players. They're good on the ball, like good dribblers, goal threats as well, so we just need to make sure we're tightening up at the back. So. It would mean a lot to get through to the semi-finals, because we'll be the first team in this club's history to do it, so that's what we're all aiming for. We're all working towards that, and I'm sure we'll achieve it.
Doing the bench, yeah. Doing the pulls, never lose.
So yeah, I struggled to deal with the having a lot of time to think about the game before the change room. So now I just try and keep myself very busy, and so I don't really overthink the game. And we knew that we had a job at hand. We had to perform, so I got the vibe before the game that it was quite a bit of nerves in there, but also a lot of excitement. Just eager to get out there and get on the pitch. During the warm-up, when Lucas went in a bit earlier to everyone else because he's filling his adductor, we finished the warm-up and he went in about quite a good time before us, which is a bit unusual, so we were immediately, the reaction was like, oh, what's wrong with Lucas, is he all right? And so we go into the change room and he's there on the bed.
Lucas, you good? I think so, you're 100%, you're all right. Come on, let's go. You're good players, that's why you sat here. Alright, so don't be thinking about, am I going to play well today? Am I going to have a good game, a bad game? Forget about that, that takes care of itself. It's always been about us, all the way through this competition, the way you train, the way you play. Being respectful of opposition, of course, but then it always comes down to us. It always comes down to what's in this dressing room. You're lucky because you've got the talent. That's why you sat here, like I said. but it isn't enough on its own. Talent will never be enough on its own.
We knew that from the start that they'd start very fast, but we didn't think how fast they actually would start.
Question marks and concern as well, to say the least, for Simon Davis and his team at the moment.
There's been times in the in the season when you're trying to really play out, but the team pressing well, and sometimes you've got to really understand, well, okay, the team are going to press well, but they're not going to press for the whole game like that. You know, we didn't concede early on. I thought we did well not to concede early on. We had to manage that. But yeah, it gets very frustrating when you're trying to do the right things, but just have to keep doing it and then try new things to get out of the press.
Come on, more. You just have to get lively, everyone lively, come on.
I thought for the first 20 we was a bit like rabbit in front of headlights. I thought, yeah, they're pressing us, but we should be able to deal with how they press. It was, a good chance was coming for them. They broke on us. We had quite a lot of people out of position, so it was a counter-attack, and it was quite a fast counter-attack. If I didn't get the ball, but I was, either just a foul or something like that, but just completely missed everything.
Adekenya is further over, tries to pull it back to Wood, but indeed in the end, the opening goal comes from Curtis Jones.
We probably had to thought, well, we have to start waking up here now. We could have been 2 or 3 goals down if Liverpool were a bit more clinical.
Timed that horribly wrong, slid in with both feet, and that could be costly in more ways than one.
Before then, there wasn't a moment when I thought, we could have scored then. That was like the first chance.
It's the skipper, Lucas Nemecha, deflected in!
Oh, you need to keep moving the ball, man, switching it. Keep switching the ball.
We got them, man. We got them, I swear to you. We're going to win this game.
Just keep switching it.
Yeah, when they have the ball, we need to press stronger,
Simple. And then Jan, keep ripping him, keep doing your thing.
All of our front three looked really pacey and looked like they've been a bit woken up, and they're like, well, I'm going to be the one that's going to win us the game, and that, if attackers are doing that, then it's always good.
Goes up. Bolton fires in a good cross, and Mercher has somehow put it wide. Much more advanced second half, Luke Bolton, and doing well to Felix Nemecha. First effort blocked, second effort brilliantly saved.
We kind of knew that it was going to be their last real chance of getting a lot of men in the box and then putting a good ball in. And I remember when he immediately whipped the ball in, I thought, it's a decent ball in, we're going to have to deal with this. You kind of just got, okay, we got lucky there, just forget about it and just try and move on a bit, because, we got lucky there.
And the full-time whistle will go, it will be penalty kicks then.
I usually get really nervous for penalty shootouts, but I just thought, that was just a feeling that I had, and when we, after we walked over to our manager and we had the word and who's on the penalties.
You want to go first? First, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Lewis will take the first one as predicted for Liverpool. Another excellent penalty though. Wow!
Ed, every other time, he's very good at penalties.
And Francis's effort is saved.
You should really be thinking, we just missed a penalty. I was just thinking, right, okay, Grimmy, go save one now for us.
Danny Grimshaw to the rescue.
Tommy has a lot of confidence for a young, he's a kid really, he's doing his GCSEs this year.
And Mike Doyle's grandson, Tommy Doyle, 2-2 after 3 penalties. Grimshaw's done it again!
When Lucas stepped up against Liverpool, there was just again a calmness, and I thought, no, he's not missing.
If Liverpool miss, they are out.
You just get a sense if someone's confident or not before a penalty, and with Herbie Kane, I just thought, there's just something about it, I just think he's going to miss.
Herbie Kane steps forward, set-piece specialist. And has it gone in? It's not, it's off the bar, and Grimshaw gets lucky, and Manchester City win the shootout 3-2 again.
I remember I was under 13s, and I was at a tournament with my past club, and we had a penalty shootout, and we lost the penalty shootout. And one of their players, you know, it was a massive thing to beat us, and you know, everyone was going crazy. And then there's this one player particularly just came round when everyone was celebrating and just shook all of our hands. And that moment stuck with me, you know, for just life, because I just think he did that when, you know, it was like the town's biggest ever achievement and that, and he showed out the respect to, you know, us players. So I try and take that on with me, and I've always done it, and I probably always will do.
Against Barca.
We didn't play with enough personality, with enough, you know, where you want to fail or you don't, you know, with that bravery to fail. And we didn't play with it. We played with safety. And football, especially the brand that we play, it's not played with safety. It's played with risk, high reward. And I'm a little bit disappointed. And I'm disappointed because of our standards. I'm disappointed for your standards, because I know your levels. And I will never ask you for anything that you can't do. And that's why I'm demanding more today than what we showed. So I want us to be ready for the next challenge. And I want us to make sure that come the next challenge, Barcelona, that we play with a freedom. You go and show everybody who's watching that game, and all the games that you play in, not just this one, but how good you are. Because I believe in you.
Now that we've qualified for the semi-final, they do a finals week in Neon. So there's a semi-final on the Friday and then the final on the Monday. Hopefully we'll be there until the Monday, but you just never know if you have to come back on the day after the semi. I'd say there's loads of organisation, but I try to minimise the amount that these guys have got to think about. So I'll find out what Aaron needs for analysis or Pete needs for analysis, make sure that he's got that, make sure Simon, we've got the right kick-off time, he's got all the players available, make sure that they're ready, make sure Shane's got the right amount of ice for medical, make sure that he's got the right space for stretching and recovery. So it's being the middle person, getting all the information by communicating with them, and then being really organised myself.
Chelsea through.
These are the type of games that you don't often get to play in. The one thing that you can't do when you get to this point is let it pass you by. These are the moments that put you in different directions and different levels as a footballer. This is a marvellous opportunity for you guys to show where you belong. Do it together, I promise you. If you let the occasion and the team and the badge, win the game for them, it's going to be inevitable that you're going to lose the game. If you play 11v11 with the quality we have against the quality they've got and the way we play and the way we work together, I promise you, not my opinion, I promise you, you'll be in the final on Monday.
Well, it would be a special match for me. I spent there 9 years, so I was really good. But I think that the game When I came to the beach, I don't have friends there, so just want to win the game. It will be in a really hard match, but if you want to win the title, every game is really hard. They will try to keep the possession. They try to attack, keeping the ball as well. So I think that the key mistakes will make the result.
When I saw it was a free kick, I thought it was our way at first. He'd gone past his man. The man was beaten and kind of came more towards Lorenzo, and Lorenzo's used his arm more just to get past the boy. He was already, the ball was well past the boy, and he's put his arm across. Very unfortunate moment, which it proved to be quite a pivotal part of the game. In terms of the goals in general, I think we focused quite a lot on matching them and try and go beyond them. And we had a shape that would expose us in 1v1 situations. Maybe we didn't defend those 1v1 situations as well. It was a well-worked corner, nothing that I can take credit for. A mixture of probably what we were doing the other end a little bit is a mixture of great delivery. The way Joel attacked it was superb, but the marking was a little bit to be desired. When you watch the goal back, there was basically, it was non-existent as well. So yeah, I'm sure that they weren't best pleased at the way they marked that set piece situation. This is a learning curve for all the players. That's what's so good about the competition, is that some of the fouls that probably wouldn't be given in our, in our league program, it's different. People can be judged to, foul. They go down a little easier, and it's frustrating for everybody. You've got to stick to your own standards and your own beliefs with that. The foul on the edge of the box was a soft one. The way the game was going was pretty much how I expected. I expected goals in the game, and we definitely got that. At the end, we just said, no, actually, they're going to come for us, and we're going to go for them, and we're going to make a game out of this. And actually, it didn't surprise me that it was a high-scoring game. We were well in the game, and in balance, it was a very, very even game of football. As much as the yellow card, the first one was quite harsh. The second one, when the boy's not going anywhere, to pull him back, knowing what you know about people going down too easily, and he's going to make it difficult for the referee to do anything different. In terms of the actual sending off decision, I agreed with. The second yellow card is a yellow card. Knowing the player, and actually when you watch it back, he did something that was more instinct. And again, he's got to learn from it, because it did alter the effect of the last 5 minutes before our time that ultimately decided the game. Obviously the boys come in and they need their own time first, so you give them 2 or 3 minutes on their own. I realise they're going to need some picking up, and we just focused on our football, the way we play. It was more about what do we stand for, what type of football do we want to play in the second half and be remembered for in the Champions League semi-final. So it was more about concentrating on our style of play and individual qualities. And also that we had to be a little bit more patient. I was looking up at that scoreboard early on the first half, and you don't want it to go 6-2, 7-2 and spoil all what a great campaign they've had and spoil it all in a short space of time. Yeah, we spent the first 15 minutes or so anyway in our 4-4-1 formation still. And it was quite frustrating actually, but I was well aware of what we had in our legs. We had some young players getting great experience out there. We knew that we needed to be, careful early on. So firstly, we started off with a more solid base and changed a bit of personnel. And then around about the hour mark, we changed it to be a bit more aggressive because Lucas is doing a lot of work really. So we knew we had to help him with the press. It was just when to do it. And around the hour mark, we changed back to 3 at the back, and we give Lucas a little bit of help pressing. And we got a bit of joy, and suddenly the lads found themselves back in the game. We were on top and they didn't look like they had any answers really, considering we had 10 men. The only thing is, and again you assess it yourself and you think, should you have changed the shape earlier? We had Jan and Felix going down with cramp, with just as that goal's going in, they're down. The lads give absolutely everything. So I think, would we have done it any differently with that situation? I believe no, because if we would have done it a bit earlier, I think we would have been cramping up on 80 minutes and like I say, they give everything they've got. And I think the way we went about it was near on perfect. And we sending Grimmy up in the last minute. We had 3 or 4 corners on the bounce, and we just needed something to drop for us. And you're always thinking it's going to be because of the way the game's gone. And also you're thinking, will this go to penalties because of the joy we've had in the competition with penalties? So you start thinking, this might be one of the most memorable games we've played. And we were just a tad short. Real credit to the boys. We have got young players playing in that game. It's such an experience, and remembering what it's all about really, why we're in the competition is for those experiences that hopefully they can take on board and use going forward to have successful careers. It's nice to win games of football at youth level, but the most important thing, and you don't get development without a winning environment, but the development is what we're after. And to get Phil and Raheem playing 3 games apiece in Champions League for the first team is firstly, that's incredible. And then what that does, it creates different leaders in your team, of which the likes of Grimmy was excellent, Joel, and I'm being unfair if I don't name everybody really, but Lucas coming into it. Jacob in the first half of the season was immense, and then goes on loan to Burton. So everyone did well, the likes of Jan and Felix, just experiences. If we would have said at the beginning of the season about Nemecha playing and playing well in the semi-final, you would have been talking about Lucas, and yet Felix was superb. So there's lots of good things to come out of it, and like I said, the overriding factor is what they take from that. As staff, we took things from that, both tactically and the memories of a really good campaign, of which we started hoping that we can get through group stages, and then you start dreaming of beyond that, and we got to the semis for the first time. So all credit to the players, they were excellent throughout.